Well, hello everybody. Long time no talk. You have to apologize. I have to apologize for my absence. As you can tell, it's still windy, so every time I have time to come outside and film a video, it's either monsooning or extremely windy, and I've been trying to get all my garden stuff done. So today, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through. It is very windy, so I apologize in advance for the wind noise. I live on top of a bald mountain. There's not much I can do about it. Anyways, I am really excited to show you guys all my 2025 garden. So this is kind of like a garden tour of sorts, which I will try to keep up with. I am concentrating on 3 garden beds mostly this year. I have a 4th that I am just trying to get amended and situated so that it's easier to use. I don't know if we'll look at that one today or not, but we will definitely go over all these other ones. So of course we're in the high tunnel, and last year I lovingly referred to it as tomato tunnel, and it's still going to have a center row of tomatoes here. But this year I decided that I wanted to try to do cucumbers and peppers as well. Harley, however you take that off, make sure you don't lose the parts, please, and put it back together, because she's taking apart my Ryobi cultivator. She's cleaning it. So we're going to try to go through here, and I'm going to show you some of the things. Now, most of these I seed started here. There's a few plants out in the big garden that I picked up on Mother's Day weekend and planted as well. So we're going to go through. I'm going to try to condense the tripod a little bit so that it's easier to carry. All right, so here are the tomatoes that I decided to plant in the high tunnel, and they're all doing really, really good. As you can see, I have my strings up above, so I will be trellising these, but I haven't gotten there yet. I have some that are actually putting on blooms, which is really cool. I'm going to try to find a tag so I can tell you which variety these all are. These ones down here at the end, we see a tag. It's over there. Hold on, I got one over here. And a little stubby one, of course. Okay, so these ones are climbing triple crop. Okay. These ones down here are the climbing triple crop. Now, this is the first time I've ever planted these ones. I'm really excited to try them, especially here in the tunnel. The climbing triple crop I got from Pine Tree Seeds, and it is obviously supposed to be trellised the way I'm going to, and it's supposed to have like enormous yields, and the fruit is supposed to be tasty and good enough to be using for sauces. And I put up, every year I put up, you know, well over 50 jars of sauce. That way I have enough sauce to feed our family. We do like our spaghetti, but even more than that, we love our homemade pizza. And so the sauce that I use for spaghetti sauce and pizza sauce are one and the same. So I just go ahead and put up as many jars as I feasibly can. So having these climbing triple crop, which are actually performing quite well. Let me zoom you in. Maybe I can't zoom you in. I can't zoom you in. Anyways, as you can see, they have a really strong stem. I haven't even started pruning these yet. In the past couple years, I really aggressively pruned my tomatoes, and I don't know whether I planted too many or I just couldn't keep up with it or what the deal was, but I didn't have the great performance. So I decided this year I'm just gonna kind of like let them do their thing, and as I trellis them, I'll take off like any suckers that are in the little armpits here. But I'm not going to get too aggressive with them this year. I'm going to kind of let them do their thing, and I'm going to let them grow as they will. These ones in here, at least, because I have them in a controlled climate. So anyways, I'm real happy with these. These are probably my best performing tomatoes so far. And then we'll come down here a little bit. Let's see. I cut way back this year, guys. Way, 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 way back. Okay, this middle group of tomatoes is the Plum Regal tomatoes. So that was the sauce tomato that I decided to go with this year, the Plum Regal. It's a hybrid, and I just decided to try something a little bit different. I've tried a lot of heirloom sauce tomatoes, and I never found one that I was just thrilled with, so I decided I was going to go ahead and try these Plum Regal, and we will see what happens with those. And then I have one other variety in here In my tunnel, I did all hybrids. So this one is a blushing star. So this one's going to be a pink tomato, and it's got a fasciated blossom on here already, which is pretty cool. But this one, yeah, fasciated blossom. And so these tomatoes are supposed to yield a pretty big fruit, and they're supposed to be absolutely delicious. So I'm really excited about that. So those are the tomatoes I have in the tunnel. Now I have all my heirlooms out in the big garden, and we'll go over those here in a bit. Over here, I have my cucumbers, which I didn't start them all that long ago, so they're doing okay. They're adjusting to the atmosphere in here. I have Armenian cucumbers, which aren't really a cucumber. They're more of a melon, but if you eat them young, they are like a cucumber, essentially. Let's see. These are all the Armenian cucumbers. Okay, so starting with this guy here, this is an Itachi cucumber, and again, this is more of a whiter skin. I think this is the one that has more of a white skin. So I'm kind of excited to give this one a try. Most of these varieties are new to me. Again, in the tunnel, I wanted to do something that was a hybrid that was more meant to be grown in this atmosphere. So yeah, we'll see how this all performs. And let's see. Are these still all the Itachi? I think so. Okay, starting here. Oh, okay. This is the first time that I'm going to be trying these ones as well. These are homemade pickles, and they're supposed to be very prolific producer of gherkin style pickles. And that's exciting to me because I've not really done a whole lot of canning of the gherkins, and I really want to try that because I like them, and I feel like they'll stay crispier than when you slice them as well. Also, I think these will be really great fermented. So yeah, that's that. And then we'll take you over here and check out these peppers I have growing. Okay, thank you. She did in fact put it back together properly. Sorry. All right, so I decided to do I think all my peppers actually, aside from some bell type peppers, are in this tunnel this year. Like I said, I've really cut back. I'm trying to be very organized and less chaotic because everything here is usually chaos. Hence the name Anarchy Acres, okay? So this first group we have here is some sweet banana peppers. These are Harley's absolute favorite. Don't ask her how I've trolled her in the past. She will tell you a story. Sweet banana peppers, and I love them too. They're so good to blister on the grill and stuff like that. So here, I'm moving back. I don't want to run you over. Okay, the next one is new to me. These are what do you call them? Like a banana type pepper, the shape anyways. Horn type. There's many different ways you can refer to them as, but these are Tacky's New Ace, and they're a sweet pepper. They're gonna be more similar to like your Corn de Toro, those types of deals. I believe this one is a hybrid as well. So just trying some new things, just seeing what sticks. Because I like to experiment with new things, and once I find a favorite, then I'll stick with it. But a lot of these things I haven't found favorites for. So let's see. Okay, and the last of the sweet peppers that I have in here are these golden Marconis. So the Marconis are more of an heirloom style Italian pepper. I chose the golden because they were supposed to have a sweet and mild flavor. So we'll see how that turns out. Also, having the red and the green, light yellow greens and the golden colors, I think when you're making salsas and stuff like that, it's just so beautiful to have the variety of colors. And so I'm really always drawn to, oh, that's a really pretty color. And you'll see that I bought a 4-pack of some really pretty bell peppers from a local nursery, and you'll see why I was drawn to them momentarily. But okay, one pepper I did grow last year that has quickly become my favorite is the Jalafuegos. Jalafuegos are jalapeno peppers, but they are massive, hence the name. And so I have those growing in here. Oh, there's a couple more golden Marconis. I don't know how that one got there. All right. Then I have Hungarian wax, which is another one of my staples. I will not grow a garden without them because they are my absolute favorite. And then down here at the end is just a hot mix of peppers. So that's how I get to have you know, the different chilies and things like that. I just throw the hot mix together, and whatever I get. So it's always a surprise. You know, it's kind of like not finding out the gender of your child while you're pregnant. I've never done that. I've always had to know. But peppers, I'm willing to, you know, be surprised. So that sums up the tunnel. And now we're going to step out into the wind. So I apologize in advance, but there's not much I can do about it. So here we go. Also, Rebel and Mr. T are still here. I got to keep them. I won. So Mr. T is right here. He's a brindled Jersey. And actually, he is going to be headed to freezer camp hopefully this fall. And then Rebel, we're hoping to get Rebel a couple Highland girlfriends or Dexters or Devons, milking Devons, or South Pole. But probably that would probably not be the one that I end up with. I'm looking for something that could be an A2 milker. So fun fact, Highlands are also milk cows. They just don't yield as much, but they have a wonderful cream, and they're typically A2. So if I do get some Highland girls, I'm going to try to get them either very well handled or, you know, young enough. But I really want to breed them this year, so very well handled. Otherwise, I'm looking at Dexters and Devons, which are also double use. They're small because I have small acreage. I want a small framed cow, and they're both typically A2 and can be used for milk and dairy. So I'm backing up because I don't want you to get too much wind. But we are going to go this way. Now, some spaces in here I have not addressed yet. Like right here, this is where my potatoes are going to go. So I have the compost brought up here, but I haven't planted my potatoes yet. So that's why this particular stretch of garden kind of looks a mess. But we'll start here. I planted zinnias and cosmos and some amaranth, which is new to me. So I'm hoping that the amaranth grows well. But I really just wanted this row of beautiful flowers here. And I left the T-post because I thought in the circumstances where I decide I want to do a Florida weave again down the road, they're already here. So this is just really, really pretty. Look, I have... So I did my zinnias, I did an Oklahoma fuel mix and a cactus mix. And I think the ones that are bloomed are the Oklahoma fuel. They're just so pretty. And then I think these are the seashell cosmos. So those are always staples in my garden. The amaranth is in between, and I'm hoping that it will really grow and come up tall. The goal for the amaranth is actually to harvest the seeds and then be able to grind them and actually use them. I would never have enough to sell. I don't have that many planted, but I was looking at the prices of amaranth grains for a 25-pound bag grown organically, and it was, I want to say $70 some. I was like, holy crap, that's a lot. So over here, in these 4 raised beds, what's that? Oh, you brought me basil? Cinnamon basil. So good. Okay. So in these 4 raised beds right here, I do have a basil in the middle of some of them. That was my canary in the coal mine. But I planted beans. So here I have my tender green improved. And let me know what you think. I'm going to guess it's something like a roly-poly. But look at this. What is causing this damage? These just sprouted 2 days ago. Some of them are completely eaten down to nothing. So this is, yeah, that's basil. This bed and this bed, there's a couple of them that are really damaged. The other one, not as much. So you tell me what you think it is. I got to treat it for something. I was wondering if something didn't take a bite out of some of these, to be honest with you, but it really does look like bug damage. Anyhow, these are my burgundy bush beans. I mean, a boy's got to work, right? Anyhow, these are golden beans, not wax beans. So I decided to try regular golden beans this year. And right here behind me, these are Tiger's Eye bush beans. These are my dry beans for the year. And there is a basil here in the middle as well. These look perfect. So why do those 3 have a lot of pest damage And these beans are perfect. I don't know, the same compost was used for all of them. So, I don't know. All right, in here, these are some of the bell peppers that I bought locally. I just planted those last weekend. And I know you're not gonna be able to really see them, but here I got carrots, 3 rows of carrots in there. And again, I went with really pretty colors. So I have the dragon carrot. I can't even read it. Red, Porch, Chantenay's, and what are these? Oh, yellow. I like my Yellowstone carrots a lot. And I also have right here some container pickles, some container cucumbers. So that should be a really great bed once it fills out. This bed is one of my favorites. I think it's so pretty. I just have some lettuces. I just did like an assorted lettuce mix. Oh, this wind. See, this is why I haven't been videoing lately. All it does is blow. I just did some assorted, it's the pine tree mix of lettuce, and they're just about ready to harvest for the first time. This is the other 2 bell peppers. These are just California bells that came in that 4-pack. And of course, a beautiful cinnamon basil. I've been topping it as it comes. So as it tries to put on a flower, I just take that off, and it will continue to bush out as it goes. So my 2 beds of onions, more noise. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back at it. Okay, so we have the peppers, onions are growing really, really well. These are the red ones. These are the yellow ones. They're candy onions, so red and yellow candy onions. They're doing fantastic. My garlic, I'm so proud of my garlic. It's doing wonderful. I think it should be ready to harvest end of June, July. So here we have some tomatoes. These ones are Big Rainbow, and I got them at the local nursery. When I put them out here, I didn't harden them off, which I should have, so they look a little funky because of just shock. But they're coming back around. But these are Prudence Purple. There we go. And these I started from seed, and they just, the ones in the tunnel I started at the same time as these guys, with the same soil, the same watering schedule, like the same, they were in the greenhouse. Everything was the same. And some of them were stunted and some of them were not. I don't understand it, but regardless, I said, I'm just going to plant them out and see what happens. I expected them to die, but they are actually growing. They're just going to be behind, which is fine because that's going to give me like a second flush of tomatoes. So I'm good with that. This bed and that one right over there, catty corner to one another, are all flowers. So these are all cosmos, zinnias, more zinnias, and more zinnias. These ones I got at the local nursery. These are swizzle, cherry, and ivory, so they'll be really pretty when they come up. But I'm already starting to get some. Again, these are the Oklahoma fuel mix. These are the cactus mix up here, so I'm pretty excited about those. But you can see the difference in the foliage. They're all zinnias, these ones and these ones, but the foliage is different. So that'll be really exciting to see. In this bed, more stunted tomatoes from my own greenhouse. These ones are the Japanese black trifle. And there's 6 of them in here. They're growing. They are growing. So, I mean, that's something. Also, a toothache plant snuck in here. And the rest of this is motherwort here and over there. I put some medicinals in with the vegetables to see how it goes. Also, these tomatoes came from the nursery. I put them in here. I overplanted this with tomatoes because I really didn't think that my tomatoes were going to grow. Spoiler alert, they did. But anyways, these are German Johnsons. So again, I'm hoping by the time the German Johnsons kind of like peter out, then my Japanese black trifle will pick up. Again, another bed of tomatoes that were very stunted, but they are growing. And also, these are Aunt Ruby's German green. I also grew some motherwort in here. So more medicinals that I'm pretty excited about. Guys, look at these. You know, historically, I can't grow pumpkins worth a rip. Last year, I got pumpkins from the Amish and I sold them at the local little festival and everything. And we decided to seed save some of the ones that are like a deep salmony pink color, and they're flat like a Cinderella pumpkin, and they have the most beautiful nutty taste. And we made a lot of pumpkin pie filling and stuff out of it. Well, I seed saved, and look at these suckers. I am so excited with these pumpkin plants. They're absolutely beautiful, and they're loving this compost. So it looks like we may get some pumpkins this year. Yeah. I'm really going to be keeping up with the pests, like really trying to keep up with the pests.
You also have a lot of volunteers.
Oh, the mail's here. That doesn't happen on a Sunday very often. Cody, did you order something? You want to go grab the mail from them? Mail truck doesn't usually come very often. Okay. Let me see what we got. Okay, I'm back. Here's another little bed. I need to do some weeding here. These are striped German. These are tomatoes that I, again, seed started and were a bit stunted. And I'm just so happy to see that they're growing. Because the ones that I planted out here are some of my favorites. The striped German are huge fruits. And they're beautiful to look at. And they're so good. Like one slice fills up a tomato sandwich. So yeah, very excited about those. I'm glad they're growing. The Aunt Ruby's German Green, I absolutely love them. They're so delicious. And the Japanese Black Trifle. I grew those this year instead of my Cherokee Purple. I love my Cherokee Purple, but I also really like these, and I was trying to cut back, so I tried these this year instead of the Cherokee Purple. We'll see what happens. In this bed, I have my toothache plants, which when those flower, they are so, so cool. I will show you guys those. You could keep the flowers.
Very spicy.
Yeah, you can keep the flowers, and if you get a toothache, you just eat one. She says they're spicy. That's probably what takes the pain away, actually. And then what tomatoes are in here? Blue Beauty. Okay, so historically, my favorite cherry tomato is a Midnight Snack. I actually didn't grow any cherry tomatoes this year. But these Blue Beauties are heavy in anthocyanins, just like the Midnight Snack, except they're a bigger, like 4 to 6 ounce tomato. So I really wanted to try those this year in lieu of my Midnight Snack, and I hope I don't miss them. It's just that I don't use an exuberant amount of cherry tomatoes, and when I plant them, I usually grow an exuberant amount of cherry tomatoes, and we don't need all of that in this situation. So here is some horehound, which I'm hoping to use to make some cold remedies this fall. I have a volunteer squash.
2.
Yeah, 2 of them. I don't know what those are. And peek the tag on those.
Blue Beauty.
Blue Beauty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, more Blue Beauty.
No, Kellogg's.
Oh, Kellogg's Breakfast. That is a staple in my garden. I have to have it. It's that beautiful big yellow slicer that just tastes so good. Yeah. Here's another volunteer squash. I'm letting volunteers kind of go. Except for in the side garden, it got overrun with little tiny cherry tomatoes and cosmos. The cosmos can stay though. And then, okay, so we have this more flowers here. These are more zinnias. The same setup as that bed over here. But look, I don't know if you can see how pretty. That's the Oklahoma fuel mix. And then here I have a bed of tomatillos and a couple basils. These basils were my canary in the coal mine situation. And actually, I do have things planted up here. I have some calendula and some container variety of cucumbers. So that's pretty cool. I think that does it for this section here. Oh, I didn't show you guys this back long bed. So we'll come back over here really quickly. And this bed's kind of tilted. When I filled it up, it kind of like tilted over. We don't talk about that. That's fine. It still grows just the same. Yeah, I call it my Viking ship. I'm going to put a little dragon head at the end someday. Anyways, this all beets here, different colors, different varieties of beets. And then over here is some echinacea that I started from seed, and it's growing. So my hope is it just comes back year after year, and I'll have beautiful echinacea. The center is empty right now. I'm going to sow some more beets in there. So that takes up this section. Now over here, I have these 3 wooden long raised beds that I've had for a few years. Back here is all hyssop, which is looking lovely, and it smells lovely when you go back there in it. Here I have some melons. So this row is the yellow petite watermelon. And I don't care that they're kind of close together. I'm hoping they kind of trail out into the walkway a little bit. Also, as you can see, this year I'm not trying to fill my pathways with anything. I'm just mowing them, and I am loving it because I can come out here barefoot, except for the random thistle, but that's all right.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. Right here I have a row of Calibos cabbage. So this will be a purple variety, and hopefully I get to them before the pests do. In this bed is more watermelon. This is the Crimson Sweet along here. And what do we have here? Amazing cauliflower, something, again, whatever is after my beans is after these cauliflower too, because they look exactly the same. And then this bed is all pumpkins, I believe. This is
Like a melon.
no, it's a pumpkin. This is a Mesquite de Provence pumpkin. It's a beautiful French pumpkin, obviously. Good for soups and pie and roasting. Oh, do I already? Oh, guys, I have flowers on my pumpkins. Yeah, I know I should probably pick them off, but I'm not gonna. Oh, these ones are really cool. So these ones are called Kakai Hollis, or Kaki Hollis, however you want to pronounce it. But the seeds don't have the hard hulls on them, so if you like to eat your pumpkin seeds, these are the ones. And I'm thinking that that's what all of these are. And then I just have one little oregano over here. The fence project has taken a back seat. I think that I'm going to work on the pallet portion of it, but
So cool.
this, yeah, it's beautiful and I love it. And it's just going to wait until fall, until things start to die back again, because it's just too much foliage right now to deal with. But check this out. This, we cut down, obviously, in the woods, and I just sledgehammered it into the ground, and the tree is growing. So, I mean, nature is so determined. Most of these posts are actually growing. So, I'm just going to kind of let it... Yeah, look at that.
It's not even in the
Yeah,
ground.
it's not even in the ground. I'm just going to kind of let it go and see what happens, because I think a living fence would be just too cool. So we're going to come up here to the porch garden, and we're going to look and see what's going on up here. And then I just have one other thing to show you, and we'll call it a day. Very happy with how this is coming along. I think, though, this fall I might raise these beds up a bit more, because now that I have those taller raised beds, I'm here for it. But that's okay. Okay, so here I have two different varieties of blueberries. This one hasn't bloomed yet. Not sure what's going on with that. But this one has already blossomed, and it's starting to grow its blueberries. So I'm very excited to have my own blueberries, even though it's just one teeny tiny bush. I have a couple baby rhubarbs, which I'm very happy to have, because I used to have rhubarb here until we put in our rain collection system and it got ripped out. But I also have a baby stevia, and then these are celery. Now over here in this bed is mostly my Zephyr squash. They are my very favorite summer squash. They're striking to look at. They're like a mint green and yellow, and they're just the most delicious, most prolific, most disease and pest resistant squash I've ever grown. If you've never grown them, don't walk, but run to go get yourself some seeds. You have to order them online. You will thank me, because they are delicious. I've turned a lot of people on to these Zephyr squash. They love them. It's like, some people are the yellow crookneck fans. Some people are a traditional zucchini fan. This one, everybody loves. So definitely check those out. And I just had to show you guys my volunteer sunflowers that I am actually just letting... Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. There's one here, one here, one here. Like, they're just popping up, and I'm just letting them go because I love my sunnies. And I have a bunch of the stems from my sunnies last year right here, and I'm going to use those to trellis with. So they're multifunctional. But here I have more squash. So this one is new to me. This is called carnival squash. This guy here. I have several of them. And the carnival squash is very similar to an acorn squash, but it's a hybrid. And so it's got streaks of orange and cream and green. And I just think it will be so pretty. I'm excited to try to grow this. Let's see what else I have coming up down here. Harley planted our own strain of sunflowers that we grew last year. So this is still the carnival squash. Where is it? Well, I don't know. We'll be surprised. I must have lost my tag. Somewhere in here I have buttercup squash, which is like a butternut. Let's see what's over here. What's that? Oh, I'll show you. I'll show those. All right. This is, oh yeah, the butterscotch squash. So I have these here. A few of those. Don't mind the thistle. Let's see. Are you still? Oh, vermicelli. That's my spaghetti squash that I have. And that's same, all the same. And I don't remember, is there anything else, Harley? I think I do have one Grazzini zucchini. Yeah, and these are volunteers from last year, so we'll be surprised as to what those are. Over here I have a potted cucumber. It's like a container style cucumber. And this is a cocozelle squash. That's what those are. I have a couple of those up here too. I'll show you. They're specifically meant to be grown in containers, which I think is really cool. I'm experimenting with all kinds of containers this year. Oh yeah, and a bunch of volunteer pumpkins along the fence line over there. These two beds I have not weeded yet. This is my massive crop of marshmallow. So in amongst the marshmallow, I planted some dill, some cabbage. There's some kale in here as well. Yeah, random carrot here and there. I just kind of let it go. That's like red Russian kale there. Random carrot. So I will get to weeding that, but I just haven't yet. And in this back bed, I have some melons. They're probably getting a little overtaken by this pokeweed, which is just terrible. But I have cicada sweet.
And tomatoes.
And a volunteer tomato. The cicada sweet melon, which is like a green melon. And I think I have a Navajo yellow melon in here too. And a random pumpkin. So, yeah, we'll let it go. This bed never performs very well and it needs weeded. So, and I'm trying to keep up with weeding this year, guys. I'm really trying. Okay, in this bed, oh, looky. Looky. I got a little bell pepper. These ones are really cool. They're called Blushing Beauty, and they start out green, and they'll kind of turn red, but when they're ripe, they'll be a really pretty ivory color. So I can't wait to see how those turn out. But I also have, what is this? I think this is a cabbage mix that I have a couple of in here. This is some kale, and then those are those peppers. Over here, I have a very controlled group of broccoli, and I put it right up against the house to get a lot of shade because I'm trying to prevent it from bolting. And then we're coming up here to the tail end of it. I love my porch this year. So I have a lot of, this is my one marigold that I got to grow. The mouse stole all my seeds. So I have this marigold, but I bought these guys right here. And I put a basil in here and one of these, I can't remember what they're called. We'll see them over here. But look at this. Look at this. My green stalk. Y'all, I'm so excited. This is my first year growing in a green stalk and I'm absolutely obsessed. I have so many really cool things in this green stalk, starting with tomatillos. I wanted to experiment with them because tomatillos are one of these things that I plant them out and they constantly get, taken over by flea beetles. So they're really growing beautifully. I also have Space Master cucumbers. That's what these are. I think this leaf got broken off with some of the wind. So I have some Space Master cucumbers. And something else I'm extraordinarily happy for is these patio baby eggplants. Something else that the flea beetles always come and take from me. And I'm actually going to get, eggplants this year. I'm so excited. Here's more eggplants up here. Everything is just so healthy up here. I have some chamomile and celery. There's some lettuce, stevia, oregano, more lettuce. There's some spinach down there. Yeah, I got, can you see it? Eucalyptus. So it's full of fun plants and also like medicinals and herbs and things that I can just come out here and harvest. And I am obsessed. I actually want another green stalk or so. I'm so thrilled with how things are growing in here. And it just keeps everything like up off the ground and clean. And, you know, it really helps to deter the pests so far that I have seen. And I've only added fertilizer to this once, and it was Fox Farms blooms and buds and blooms or something like that. And it's done tremendously well. So there's basils in there and thyme. So excited. And then these are just my little flower boxes I put up here. Yeah, these are called gazanias. And hello, I'm like obsessed with them.
This one's so pretty.
Yeah, look at that. It's so pretty. And there's basils in the middle of every one of those boxes. So yeah, I am just so thrilled with how the garden has turned out this year. It's been, oh yeah, that's okay, pluck it off. It has really been a labor of love. I love how everything has come together. I can't wait until I have all of the fences completed and everything. This garden over here really isn't much to see right now. I have a very chaotic patch of mint. My sage has already gone to seed. This is my mint. It's just crazy. I need to get it. Yes, don't come for me. I gotta get away from the air conditioner. I know. I have yarrow growing for the pollinators. This is marjoram, the little purple flowers there, and it needs weeded around horribly. I do have peonies out here, which I'm looking forward to blooming. And dahlias, at least one of my dahlias came back. So I'm excited about that. This is elecampane here. Oop, I'm stepping in my very chaotic patch of cosmos. There's my sage. I just dehydrated some of that. Yeah, we got to pull those tomatoes out. They're in the walkway. This elecampane is really cool. So this is really good for any respiratory infections and stuff like that. So this year I will harvest some of the roots and we will make tincture and stuff with that. But I'm trying to, you can see, like, amend some of the beds, and I really got to get rid of these weeds. Are growing on top of cardboard and pea gravel. It's like this garden right here has done nothing but fight me, but I'm trying to fight back. I have strawberries here. I'm not trying to step on any of them, but look, I do have some strawberries ready.
You want to see the one that's blushing?
Yeah, where's it blushing? Oh, look, they're all through here.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Where is it? Where is it?
Oh, right here, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can you see? Good.
There's a bug in that. What is that?
So strawberries are coming along fine. My asparagus I've kind of let go, but that's fine because it'll just continue to reseed itself, and I'll just have more and more asparagus. And then Harley planted some sunnies over here amongst our junk pile here. The guys just kind of throw all their stuff around, you know. We pile it up. So there'll be sunflowers amongst the pile of mess. Anyhow, let's go down here. I just want to show you guys one more thing. Oh yeah, they're going to bloom. My daylilies are going to bloom. It has just been a lot of trying to get things cleaned up, straightened up, organized, trying to keep up with mowing because all it's doing is raining. We're almost ready to do hay. That'll be coming up here in the next couple weeks if we can get a break in the weather. It's supposed to rain. I think we're getting like 2 inches of rain one day this week. So the hay is ready. But yeah, I moved my 2 little chicken tractors down here and they're full of peeps. One I still have to fix. And then I have peeps up the house to bring down. So we'll have a breeding group of black copper morans in the one and a breeding group of duckles in the other. And coming down here, couple chestnut trees that my neighbor gifted me last year are growing beautifully. Those will be so nice. But I wanted to show you guys my farm stand because I love it so much. Hold on. So this is my farm stand. I'm so excited with it. My little egg sign here. So I keep my cooler in here. I know I showed you guys this before. I keep my cooler in here for the eggs. It's empty. I had eggs in here earlier, but everybody came and bought them. And this is going to be here for vegetables, or in the rare circumstance I decide to bake bread to give away. I made some totes, and they're down here available for sale. So those are the two I have right now. And we're doing like an animal of the week. So this is chicken of the week, and put a little bio here. Of course, I have my sign, and then I put up a disco ball because I thought it was so cute. And of course, I have my mailbox here. But that is my farm stand, and I'm just so obsessed with it. I think it's adorable. So we're just going to add more things. I want to add some decorations for Memorial Day coming up. I just want to add, like, I don't know, probably some bunting to it or something, just to make it stand out. And I was thinking about putting maybe a flag right here on this pole, if I can figure out how to do that. But I just love how it looks. I think it's so super cute. And I'm so happy with the way that these doors were repurposed from my Pap's building that he had. So yeah, I love it. I hope you guys didn't mind the wind too much today. I'm sure this video was kind of maybe rushed and a little chaotic, but I just kind of wanted to catch up with you. And I'm gonna try, I saw that Jess with Roots and Refuge was doing a 100-day challenge. So she's trying to post on at least one of her channels every day for 100 days. I think I'm going to attempt that because I really need to stay more consistent, and I need to stop using the excuse of I've been so busy and just turn on the video. It's just very hard when it's like this. This is actually the least wind we've had in a few days. So it's kind of difficult. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to go edit this video, and I have some lamb halters that I have to make. I got to get some dough going for crust for pizza tonight, and some bread dough. Yeah. So anyways, that's going to do it for today. I hope you guys had a great day. I hope you enjoyed my garden tour. I can't wait to see what it looks like at the end of summer, or even just in a couple weeks. And I'm glad you guys are here to enjoy it with me. So until the next one, bye.